Today I'm working on this 2005 Ford Mustang V6, and I'm going to be replacing that thermostat housing right there because it is leaking a little bit. For that, I'll need to take off this air hose, the throttle body, replacing the gasket behind it. I'm also going to be taking the belt and idler pulley off to get better access to it. So I pulled off the air hose, took the throttle body off. This seal is pretty new, but I'm still going to end up replacing it because I don't like to reuse seals. As you can tell, it's leaking, and it does look like this is an original Ford thermostat housing, so that's 21-year-old plastic right there. As you can see, I took the belt off. Always like to spin the pulleys. This one's not too bad, but might be time to replace that soon. Power steering doesn't sound too bad. Anyway, next thing I'm going to do is undo these hoses here and try my best not to lose too many gallons of coolant. All right, so I'm almost done pulling it out. It's draining a little coolant down into my collection pan there. I just got to finish loosening these bolts back here and then try peeling off this hose. And then this whole thing should be able to come right out. All right, the thermostat housing is off. It's over there. And now I'm just going to finish cleaning up this surface and I can get the fresh one on there. So I got all the hose clamps and bolts tightened down. Those bolts back there were a little tricky to get to, but nothing that a universal socket won't help you with. It was nice that they included this hose right here that goes to the water pump and new hose clamps, but I'm kind of surprised that they gave you such large hose clamps. I mean, that's how much extra slack I was given. So I don't know. As long as it doesn't interfere with the belt, we shouldn't have a problem. Now I just got to hook everything back up. All right, I just put the belt back on. The upper radiator hose and this little heater hose are also back on. Last I need to do is replace this seal here, put that throttle body back on, and put the air hose back on and reattach all the connectors and the hoses. I'm not going to clean the throttle body today because I did that when I did spark plugs and it's not looking too bad. Well, I got everything back together and I'm letting it run. I poured a little water all over it. The water will eventually evaporate and you'll be able to look in there and see any coolant leaks that have come off. Anyway, let's take a look at this thermostat housing. This is gross. I mean, you can see the little heater hose here that goes to the water pump. It's kind of bordering on swelling up. That's definitely something that should have got replaced sooner rather than later. But you can just see how nasty this is. And worst of all, it was leaking through this seam here. So not the little O-ring gasket right here on the bottom, not right here where the coolant temp sensor is, where you could change out the seal, not even right here where you can unbolt the top of this thermostat housing and replace that O-ring right there. It's on the seam, so this whole thing had to be replaced. Fortunately for us, or fortunately for my buddy, he's now got a brand new aluminum thermostat housing where this shouldn't be a problem ever again.